George Carlin spoke about critical thinking in one of his discourses about the danger of trusting our life and allowed the decision-making of Ogilvy, uninforming and thoughtless citizenry. Teach people to make wise decisions and keep to improve their of future and become contributing members of society. What is critical thinking? Learning to question things, to question knowledge, to ask ourselves questions. We'll start with an example. Imagine you have invited to the cinema by a friend, but not a movie you want to see. Then your friend asks you why you don't want to see here. You give your reason honestly. The film offends your sense of dignity. Your friend asks you clarify your reason by explaining what bothers you about the film. You answer that is not the language used or sexuality despise, but you find the violence inoffensive. But his friend asks him, what do you mean by offensive violence? Which will lead to try to define offensive violence in a way that fits in has the risk of the people will understand it. Here we are applying our critical thinking, coming to question ourselves and trying to give a definition of what offensive violence is from what we believe and know. Advagent and disvagent. Advagent. Critical thinking skills are highlighted so after and have a number of benefits in life. However, with the advagents come certain disvagents. Academic success in the future will be for students who can ask questions about the facts, make connections between them, formulate their own ideas on the subject and articulate them. Professional success, the ability to look at your professional environment and make connection to identify opportunities that no one else has seen yet will give you an edge. Empathy. This is because if you can take a step back and evaluate a situation from a different perspective than you can better understand why different people do what they do. The disvagents can take you into scary new territory. You may find yourself questioning the values, including the religion you grew up with. How an industrial engineer will apply it to the exercise of his work. Critical thinking skills. Evaluation. It is assessment of the credibility of the statements and or opinions of a person. Analysis. Focus identify the real and supposed inference relationships between statements, questions, concepts, descriptions, or the other forms of representation. Explanation. The ability to present the results of one's own reasoning in the reflecting and coherent manner. Self-regulation. Self-conscious monitoring of one's own cognitive activities, the elements used in those activities, and the rules obtained. Interpretation. Understand and express the meaning of experience, situation, dates, events, judgments, conventions, beliefs, rules, procedures, or criteria. The ingenuity that makes use has the specialty or goals and strategies with respect to promoting critical thinking. The use of critical thinking favors are the intelligent use of engineered tools, the contrast between different engineered tools, understand engineering projects as inversions in social systems. Conclusion. Critical thinking is the process of international and self-regulation judgment. This process gives reasoned consideration to the evidence, context, conceptualization, methods, and criteria. The use of critical thinking in your role as engineers favor our professional and personal development, giving us a broader and more reasonable view of all the concepts, situations, data, and procedures that we will see through our career.